No trip to San Francisco is complete without visiting Alcatraz. This notorious high-security prison housed criminals like Al Capone and Robert Stroud and is famous for being allegedly inescapable due to its location on a remote island off the San Francisco Bay. But we learnt that it is a lot more than this.
From famous escape attempts to surprising wildlife, we'll take you inside this iconic San Francisco landmark and give you all the tips for a successful Alcatraz visit.
We're Ryan and Manuel, and welcome to Alcatraz.
The first thing you need to do when planning a visit to Alcatraz is to secure your tickets, as these will likely sell out. So, booking them in advance from the Alcatraz City Cruises website is advised. They are currently around $47 for the day tour, which we prefer to the night tour and the behind-the-scenes tour. Pro tip, if you book the first time slot of the day, the island will be much quieter, as you'll only have to share it with the people in your boat. It's so worth it.
You board the boat at Pier 33 and you must arrive there 30 minutes before your departure time. There's a bag policy in place, but we all had backpacks and it was absolutely fine. There are toilets on the pier and also a nice model of Alcatraz and its history. Here, you can learn a lot about the island while you wait to board.
The journey to the island takes approximately 10 minutes, and this was worth the ticket price alone, as you will get amazing views of San Francisco, the Golden Gate Bridge, and Alcatraz. It's such a unique way to enjoy the city and the bay. The approach to the island is very exciting, as straight away you can see how much history there is to get lost in. If you're hungry, luckily there's a cafe on board that serves coffees, pastries, and many other things. And there are also restrooms.
At your arrival, you will disembark and you will be greeted by a ranger from the National Park Service who will give you a brief orientation and information on special activities and the history of the island. Here, you can also grab a map and visit the small bookstore.
The main attraction on the island is of course the Cell House self-guided audio tour that allows you to go inside one of the most infamous places in American history.
To get there, you walk past a few interesting landmarks, like the old guardhouse, which is the oldest building on the island, constructed in 1857 by the US Army as a fort and prison even before Alcatraz was the high security prison that we know of. Also, the remains of the general store, which was used by soldiers and their families, which was then converted into an officers' club. Then the striking water tower that provided water for the whole island and still bears the signs of the occupation of Alcatraz, where almost 100 Native Americans occupied the island for 19 months with the objective of reclaiming indigenous land, a part of history that you can also see in many other areas.
As soon as you reach the Cell House, you will collect your audio guide, which is currently available in 11 languages, and you will then start the self-guided tour. This was the highlight of our visit, and it's an absolute must-do.
On the tour, you listen to the voices of former inmates and correctional officers who guarded them, who really immerse you in the world of Alcatraz. You'll walk through the famous prison blocks and you'll hear stories of prison operations and daily routines.
But for us, what was most exciting was to hear about the famous escape of 1962, when 3 men escaped using sharpened spoons to dig through their cells and then broke out through ventilation ducts into a utility corridor, leaving behind dummy heads made of plaster to fool the guards. They escaped, but they've never been seen again. So this still remains an open investigation.
And you can hear stories of famous inmates such as Machine Gun Kelly, Al Capone, and of course, the Birdman of Alcatraz, who was there for 54 years. It is also very haunting to discover that inmates who broke prison rules were imprisoned in what is called the Hole, which held prisoners in solitary confinement in darkness and with minimal food.
Other interesting areas of the prison include the outside yard, where inmates could exercise and play games, the library that inmates could visit with their library card, the visitation windows, and the dining hall, where inmates ate and had to respect a whistle system which indicated when it was their turn to enter and leave. Make sure you see the preserved breakfast menu on the hallway board, dated March 1963.
Towards the end of the tour, it's also worth visiting the Warden's House and the first lighthouse on the US West Coast. It will take you at least half an hour to complete the tour, but you can pause and start when you want. And it's very cool because you are clearly guided through the different sections, so you always know exactly where you're supposed to be going. You can't get lost. At the end of the tour, there is also, of course, a huge shop.
When we went, we were even able to meet William Baker, a former inmate who is now 91 years old, who is often there to sign copies of his book. He was incarcerated in Alcatraz for 3 years after 2 escape attempts, and he was very happy to chat to people and take pictures.
After the tour, we recommend exploring outside of the cell house, where you can see other historic buildings and also all the wildlife and vegetation. It will kind of come as a surprise to realize how important Alcatraz is for the survival of so many species. We saw cormorants, herons, and all sorts of birds. There were even a few park rangers with binoculars to help you identify them, which was really cool. Also, outside, you get amazing views of San Francisco and the Golden Gate Bridge. We recommend even exploring the quieter parts of the island, as they are so worth it.
But now you might be wondering, how long do you need for the visit? Well, we'd say you should put aside at least 3 hours, which includes the boat ride to and from the island, the cell house tour, and exploration.
Visiting the Rock is an absolute must-do, and if you are in San Francisco, it's an iconic activity. Also, if you were looking for more inspiration for your Northern California trip, make sure to follow the links to check out our other videos on what to do in San Francisco and in the Bay Area.
And if you have enjoyed coming along, please give this video a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell to never miss an adventure.
And now, see you down the road!